The victors valiant, the conquering heroes, and they call home the Big House. Bathed in maize and blue, welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. A Big Ten showdown is coming. Conference implications aplenty that could resonate for the rest of the season. As we'll see, the Nebraska Cornhuskers taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Wolverines will kick it away to start us off. He'll call for the fair catch here. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. He'll come out throwing on first down. Quarterback floating away from pressure. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
Looking to the big tight end. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that right there is a This team has a winning record coming into this game. Their defense takes the ball away. And here on the opening drive, you see the athleticism in the back end of the defense, picking it off and putting it in great field position for their own.
Pull down after a gain of 5. It's at the 9-yard line.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, with that.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. They'll try the run. A run up the middle is stopped for no gain.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Boy, they love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. They're going to test that run defense to the right here. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with the system.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. He's looking to throw. safe completion on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
Runs for the tackle.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. Now on the option. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. This Husker running attack will hit you from all angles. You never know who's going to get it next.
Yeah, it's kind of like playing that hat game on the stadium jumbotron. Like, where's the ball underneath which hat that's going to move around? Always a lot of deception with this Cornhusker offense.
You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Run it with the fullback. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. The defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. They'll try to get it through the air. They've got the screen set up. On the move at the 30. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the grab.
Yeah, and get that ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast, and you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
With the run on 1st and goal. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense.
The best red zone offenses are the ones who can run the ball in this area, but that's a tough ask today, especially against this unit. One of the best 5 defenses in the nation stopping the run. This is a really big moment in this game.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They'll run it up the middle here, looking for a path to the end zone. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
Unsuccessful second down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively to try to have success on third down?
So loud it's rattling your fillings on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it go to the end zone. It's complete to the right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the first down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set, why aren't you getting past the first down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now, 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Head coach going to keep the offense on the field and go for it on 4th and goal. Quarterback will keep it. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Husker! Lining up for the PAT. Bangs it through for an extra point. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, it's a final now in one of the more intriguing games of the week, that notable top 25 clash. Cal just wrapped up 4 quarters worth of dominance on its way to a never-in-doubt victory. And that's really the standard there in Berkeley. They'll enjoy this one all week. A top 25 clash and an impressive showing that could be a huge confidence builder for this program. Back to you.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this side.
Running toward the tape. At the 30. Just what they were looking for. A huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. He's now up to 71 yards on the ground so far in this one, and he is closing in on that 1,000-yard mark. You get the big play, now to pay it off. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He leaves it with the back. Not much running room. He's got one down to the 12. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Fires to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Wolverines.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Fair catch, called for and made. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. He's looking to pass. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Fires the pass. Intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And it's nice to be the middle of the field safety. That's my responsibility. I own the middle. If you want to come across the middle, I'm going to hit you. If you want to throw it across the middle, I'm going to do a good job breaking on the football. Unbelievable job. You've got to have vision on the quarterback. See it, break it, go get it. Give me that INT.
And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
They're down to the 20, 1st and 10. They'll give it to him again. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Michigan. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
This This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And perhaps a slightly more difficult attempt from the 8. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. And the quarterback is snowed under. And there he is again, another sack, channeling his inner Aiden Hutchinson against Penn State.
And that is high praise when you start comparing somebody to Aiden Hutchinson. Michigan, year after year, they find these dudes, man. The guys that will get after the quarterback. Hey, let's go, big fella. Let's go for that record.
Oh, that could have been disaster if he'd snagged that pick. Instead, it'll be 4th down.
And that's why that guy plays DB and not wide receiver. DBs generally don't have as good of hands as wide receivers. That ball should have been picked off on 3rd down. Come on, man. That could have been a pick 6.
Slips through the line. Looking for running room. He'll get it to the 43-yard line before he's stopped. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. Running back searching for a hole. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. He's looking to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
And the Wolverines are on the move.
29 Philly.
To the ground with the back. Tough running this deep in the red zone. He's got 4 down to the 11. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On the ground, it's Cook. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal.
Jackrabbit.
Wide receiver shows motion. Give to the running back. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. On second and goal, he gets another chance. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Arkansas State fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. The thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough, and they could just find a way. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to ULM. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
Looking to throw on second down. He's got his man. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
How about when they show off the big fella's mitts? This is a guy that does so much of the dirty work for your team, everything you need to win. You give him the ball, get a first down.
They'll give it to the back. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. And the pass hits, picked off. Taking it the other way. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the play and you just go get in that end zone. It is so pure.
They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Got his man. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are. And they work with their quarterback and they find them and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Touchdown, Michigan. Not content to get the fumble, they scored with the fumble. He'll try to tack on one more. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Michigan 42.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down.
And the Nebraska offense will take over 1st and 10.
And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. This thing has sort of gotten away the last couple of possessions. They've been a little too generous, David.
Yeah, like a non-profit, man, like a charity, giving the football away too much. Got to take care of the football, Jesse. Otherwise, you got no shot to win this football game.
You're right, man. At this level of college football, it doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're sloppy, you put the football on the ground or you throw picks, you're going to find yourself behind on the scoreboard.
Offense with jumbo personnel. Leaves it with the running back. Not much there. They'll give him 1 to the 14.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
Trying to beat the D deep. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
Really nice job creating his own space, running with attitude. He's up to the 37-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Trying to impose their will with the run. Breaks the tackle. He now has 84 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Connection to the right. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing 1st downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing 1st downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Looking for room. It's Cook.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. They'll go to the ground. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
He's marked down at the 29. Brings up third down.
It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on 3rd and long. The give to the back. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. The Wolverines will have it 1st and 10. They're getting this guy lathered up. Headed to the end zone. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And they tacked on the extra point. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the move from inside his 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down.
And the Nebraska offense will take over 1st and 10.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver. Who can I count on one-on-one to go and make me a play? Maybe even one-on-two. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
2nd and short now after that completion. Going to try to get it himself. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
2nd and short is a great situation to be in. And look at him. He drops back to pass the football. He doesn't have to throw the football. He wants to be aggressive, but he can just take off and scramble. Doesn't have to take a chance. Great being ahead of the sticks.
Good, solid tackle.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
On 2nd down, just keeps firing. And as he throws, makes his connection. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
Unloads to the right. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half.
He's just Johnny on the spot. Got now his 2nd interception of the game, doing a great job reading the quarterback's eyes, and he's just been in the right place at the right time making plays.
The give to the back. And after that short game, they'll head to the locker room for halftime. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Huskers will boot it away to start the 2nd half.
Set to kick this one away.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the 2nd half. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Maybe that stop is a good sign for this defense. Maybe the defense is starting to figure it out. Obviously, offense has been running the football with so much success. Something has to change. That was a good start.
Right back to the well. Not much there. They'll give him 1 to the 14. make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. The give to the tailback. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
No doubt, offense wants to keep running the football to win this game, but I'm wondering if they're starting to go to the well too often. They got to start showing some new wrinkles here in the second half.
Gets it away, solid distance, but more importantly, trying to keep it away from that return man. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on. And those long shots, man, I tell you what, it takes a little bit longer to develop. So as a quarterback, you know you got to buy a little bit of time. Mad respect, man. Hanging in there, knowing he's going to get hit, but still making the big play down the field.
He stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
With the catch, it's James. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Pushes ahead for a pickup of 1 down to the 13. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. And his 5th interception of the game, a miracle they haven't pulled him yet. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
Right place, right time. Linebackers are usually big physical guys you see play the run a lot. Hard to get 2 interceptions in a game. Special player making special plays.
Just what the doctor ordered to get away from the shadow of that goalpost and pick up a first down at the 23. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Right back to the well. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. Pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. 3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down. He now has 91 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. They're going to ride this running back. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
Brings him down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a first down for this offense. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Green 25. Yankee blue. Yankee blue.
From the gun, running back on the move. He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep running the football. Everything is going according to plan right now. They've been able to stay on the field. They put some nice plays together, back to back to back, and they're bleeding the clock. This is exactly what you practice for situations like this. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to do. Late in the ball game with the lead, establish the run, establish the physicality. And you know what helps? That clock up there, it continues to tick. So let's see if they choose to keep the ball on the ground and...
Touchdown, Michigan! And the beatdown has ensued. With that last score, things comfortable here in the fourth as they are headed to a 7-1 record.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
He'll call for the fair catch here. Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the...
He'll take the deep shot. Snatches it on the right. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. And the best thing about this, the offense can't worry about the scoreboard. Just keep trying to make plays like that, Jesse.
I know a lot of people in the stadium probably feel like this game is over, and maybe it's been over for a while, Reese, but don't tell...
And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Brings up second down.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down.
42 Spider.
Might as well stick with him. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
The marker rests at the 39, and that's what they need here on third down. And the defense had his hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the first down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
They really have no choice here. This is a no-brainer. You go for it here on this fourth down. Try to get it on the ground. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
Well, there you're seeing the mentality of this head coach in the game, going for it on fourth down. A lot of guys would have tried to kick a field goal, but I think this guy knows, hey, we're not going to win this game putting threes up on the board. We need touchdowns. Nice attitude.
Across the 25, he's got room. The ball pops out. And just like they drew it up, right? Put it on the ground, get the first down.
And the Wolverines take over 1st and 10.
The clock is my friend. If I can do this late in the ball game with a lead and I can continue to run the football and they have no answers, well, then I'm going to win. So listen, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd keep pounding the football, keep running the clock.
The Wolverines have their offense in high gear. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. They make the stop, but you can't give up 4 yards a chunk on the ground down in this area of the field. It's at the 18. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Using his legs, it's Cook. staying physical in the red zone as he's pulled down after picking up 3 balls at the 14. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chain.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know, defensively, you live by the blitz and you die by the blitz. That time, they dialed it up into the run play, and the linebacker able to make a nice tackle.
Trying to get it done with the run here on 3rd and goal. And they're able to get him down.
Gain of 2. Brings up 4th and goal.
Okay, ready?
So after stumbling around a bit earlier this season, they put together 3 consecutive wins and seem to have righted the ship.
Dang right. How do you handle adversity? Every coach talks about that. They definitely